Hello everyone, this is the Mayor of Gaming, and welcome out to another episode of looking at some of the best deals in the spring sale on Humble Bundle. Name doesn't quite roll off the tongue, but whatever, we'll just jump right into it. First off, we have This War of Mine, the Humble Deluxe Edition. This is a survival game that takes place during kind of a war-ridden landscape. It's pretty tense, pretty insane, actually, and really heartbreaking at times. You don't play as a soldier. You play as a group of civilians trying to survive in a city besieged by war. Lack of food, medicine, and the danger of being sniped from any of the soldiers outside, and the other scavengers like yourself trying to scratch together the supplies that you need to survive. It has a nice day-night cycle. During the day, you can't go outside because you'll get shot in the head. At night, you have to go out and search for supplies. It's pretty crazy, actually, and there's a lot of decisions you have to make that it gets really touchy, really just feelsy. It's hard to explain, but it's definitely worth the price of $13.32, down from $20. This might get more of a sale later on down the line, so keep your eye on this game if it sounds interesting to you and you're not wanting to shell out $13, but for the price, it's definitely worth picking up. Alright, moving right along. The Banner Saga. Nice little RPG strategy game. Kind of reminds me of Fire Emblem in a few ways. There are 25 playable characters, 2 different races, human and Varl, which are horned giants that look freaking sweet. But the main draw here is the artwork, the animation, and the story. The animation is just absolutely stunning, really beautiful. Just if you can just find a YouTube clip of some of the just how, like, some of the cutscenes, it's gorgeous. The artwork itself is kind of reminiscent of some of the older Tolkien movies with Bakshi. I don't know, it just kind of evokes that feeling for me. I love it. And the story itself is really touching. A really good, epic Viking-like saga. If that sounds like your jam, now's the time to get into it for $7.99, down from $20. Or $19.99 rather. It's a penny off, whatever. So it's $8 now, $20 normally. Definitely worth picking up if you like RPGs, if you like strategy games. It's great. Hell, if you just like fantasy, I'd recommend it for you. But, yes. Anyway, next up. This one, when it was released, got a little controversial. People weren't sure what to think about it. The new Tomb Raider game, the reboot, which features a more human-like Lara Croft, less of an action movie fix, and it's just kind of, I don't know, I liked it. I mean, I do like the older character, just kind of kick-ass Lara Croft with, 2 huge guns and fighting horrible monsters. It evoked a lot of just, action movie feeling, fighting dinosaurs and just crazy shit like that, and I love that. It's fun, and to this day, the original Tomb Raider games remain in my heart for that reason, because they're good, pure fun. However, the new Tomb Raider game has a lot of fun that the old one had, makes it a little less campy, a little less, joy, like, what's the term? A little less playful, and makes it more serious, deadly, and you can make the argument that it loses some of its charm because of that, but I really enjoyed it as a game. It's great. Lara Croft, and it's her, how she became a hardened survivor, armed with only instincts and the ability to push beyond the limits of human endurance. The story is pretty interesting. The gameplay is really fun, and for $5, give it a shot. If you don't like it, you're out $5. It's down from $20, so now would be a great time to snag it. Yes, let's move right along. Evoland is a game that I did not like when I first played it. It was because I paid full price for it. It was interesting, yes. It had, some pretty cool ideas that I wish they would have expanded upon, and they kind of did when they they brought the story a bit, they retooled everything, and it's a bit better. Still not amazing, but for $2, sure, give it a shot. It describes itself as a short story about the history of RPGs, and kind of, it works. It's fun. It's interesting. It has a lot of mechanics that are genuinely pretty cool. It's not worth the full price at $10, but for $2 right now to experience a neat little short story that, it's kind of forgettable. You'll play through it once and never touch it again, which is why $2 is the perfect price for it. So yeah, Evoland. You like RPGs? Yeah, give it a look. It's kind of neat. Definitely worth $2. So, moving on. Orcs Must Die 2. Orcs Must Die 1 was a really fun twist on kind of the tower defense sort of game, where rather than placing towers, you're placing all sorts of traps along a path, and you play as a mage just trying to kill a bunch of orcs. It was campy, it was fun, and really fucking addictive. Orcs Must Die 2 didn't change much other than upping the ante a ton with more traps, more monsters, and a 2-player co-op mode. This is the complete edition, meaning it comes with all of the DLC for it, which is Are We There Yeti, Fire and Water Booster Pack, and Family Ties Booster Pack. It's a lot of fun. The original one was just a blast. The second one just improved on everything. It was how a lot of sequels should be. If you like tower defense games, but you kind of want to find something a little different, Orcs Must Die 2 is a great choice. If you don't like tower defense games, but kind of like action, sort of trap setting, that sort of thing, kind of like playing a rogue and you're setting a bunch of traps and you get to watch it all come to life with monsters going down the path, it's also a game that you might enjoy. So, yes, it has a little bit of everything for everyone. And at $6.24, you could do worse. Normally it goes for $25, so this is a pretty big discount. If you don't already own Orcs Must Die 2, because I know it's been in a few bundles in the past, give this one a look. You won't regret it. A lot of fun. So, next. Goats on a Bridge, a charming little puzzle platformer where there is 3 goats, 2 bridges, 1 corgi, and 0 margin of error. That's how they, describe themselves. It's a unique little puzzle platformer where it gets deceptively difficult. This game is pretty hard to describe right off the bat without playing it or without showing some gameplay of it, but it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's great. You kind of gotta, you run along a little path, you have to have precise controls. It's a hellishly hard game, which is really deceptive because of the very cute appearance of the goats. It's a great game, and they're asking $2.50 for it right now, so it's half off. Normally it's $5, but this is a game that I would recommend for $5. To be perfectly honest, it's fun. You get really addicted to this game and just kind of want to see the goats succeed. You get kind of wrapped up in it. So, anyway, moving right along. Tropico IV. I love Tropico. Tropico 4 was probably one of my favorite games for the time I was playing it. I became helplessly addicted to it, to the point where I would do nothing but play that for days when I really should have been doing my homework. It's just, it's great. It's a little city building game where you are building up this third world island nation, trying to make it as prosperous as possible while keeping your citizens happy and keeping your eyes open for rebels. It's great. It's a ton of fun. It's very campy, very humor's everywhere. All of the people you talk to are references to real historical individuals. It's great. It's a lot of fun. And right now it's $3, down from $20. It's one hell of a deal. For $3, you're going to get a really addictive game that you probably won't be able to stop playing anytime soon. So, yes, highly recommend it. They do have some of the DLC on sale as well. The DLC doesn't add too much, but they're also pretty cheap. So, take a look at the full all the DLC for it. It adds some to it, but not a ton. The Modern Times one is pretty cool, though, because normally the game takes place during, like, the Cold War era, and Modern Times, well, bumps it up to modern day. So, yes, Tropico IV. It's also worth noting that Tropico V is also on sale. And Tropico V isn't bad, but it's not nearly as good as 4, in my opinion. I would recommend getting 4, playing that for a bit, and if you really like that, check out 5. 4 is the pinnacle of it. 5 is still pretty good, but not as good, in my opinion. So, yes, 4, definitely. 5, maybe if you like 4. As a view, they changed it up a bit. So, anyway, let's do this. Oddworld New and Tasty. The Oddworld game is definitely odd. That series as a whole is just odd. It's a lot of fun, a lot of just weird, interesting visuals, and just in general, very odd. I wonder how many times I can get away with saying that. It's a interesting game where you are. It's a very. How should I explain it? If you've played any like Prince of Persia-esque games, it's kind of reminiscent of that, where you're walking around areas that are full of danger, trying to escape, and avoid one-hit kill traps, things like that. And the thing that really sells this game, other than the devilishly tricky levels and just really great visuals, is the setting. You are a happy floor waxer for Oddworld's biggest meat processing plant, Abe. He stumbles upon his boss's secret plan to turn the factory slave labor force, which would be you, into their newest line of meat snacks. So now he is on a quest to save him and all of his friends, race, whatever, from being turned into tasty little treats. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of gore, but they play it up in such a way that it is just a lot of fun. If you're not familiar with the Oddworld series, this is a good way to get introduced to it. If not, check out the Odd Box, which has all of the games in the series kind of all bundled together. It's great. New and Tasty is a good. It's a good retelling of the first game. It's a lot of fun. It brings the Oddworld games into a more modern day feel. And right now they're asking $15.99 for it, down from $20. So it's not the best deal, but I'd say it's worth it. It's worth it for this game. If you like the original Oddworld series, yeah, give this one a look. If you're just interested in it, give it a look. If you want just, if you're kind of skeptical, want to look for something a little cheaper, the Odd Box is the way to go, I would say. Maybe wait until this drops down in price if you're looking for the best deal. Anyway, that wraps up today. I'll be back tomorrow with more deals and more awesome games to save your money on. This has been the best deals I found of the day, so, I mean, there are more games up, but these are the ones that stood out to me, personally. So, check them out. Maybe you'll find something that you enjoy more. So, until next time, this has been the Mayor of Gaming. Have a good one.